Oh shit! I used to say what's happening, but I'm live with my man.
Hey man, I got
Alan Murphy.
Get your bottle, man.
Oh shit!
We on some drink champs.
Oh yeah, okay then. No Signals TV. You know how we do. I'm here with my man, Alan Murphy.
What's good, everybody?
Hey man, so you know what we're gonna do? I'm already in front of the camera doing dirt, so rolling up. So we're gonna roll up and get into this first video. Crack my show love. I gotta get my bro back out here, man. No Signals TV. You already know how we do. You.
Shout out to the homie Crack Mar.
Crack, man.
J Beats on the track, boy.
Hey Cameron, you the man now. Let that shit ride, 88.
I don't really know why. So don't think I can survive. Hey. Niggas hate, but I show love. And I don't really know why. Don't think I can survive when I go. We ain't kids, shit, we grown up. So why the fuck you gon' hate? We gon' get to this cake and we gon' go. They say the game really sold up. I listen to the OG that was up in the streets. That's what they told us. He said he shoot, but he froze up. See when you look in his eyes, see how he feeling inside. I keep smoking, trying to fall asleep. I can't sleep, cause the money keep on calling me. It's in the streets, I'm in traffic, ducking roadblocks. The cops hot, and Lil' bro still wanna tote blocks. He keep spinning, won't stop until he catch one. He keep crying, his nigga died, he tryna stress some. It's more violence, more sirens, paramedics come. And then the tethers come, and they don't really wanna save him, cause it's schedule one. See my city fucked up, I mean really fucked up. Got the kids like we gotta keep a blicky on us. And he really gon' bust, all that shooting in the crowd, hit an innocent. Fuck, I ain't feeling this nut, man, it's feeling this numb. I'm just feeling this blunt, I'ma fill up this cup. My sis and my bruh doing sentences stuff. Man, this shit is fucked up, so I found me a bag and I'm filling it up. Niggas hate, but I show love. And I don't really know why, don't think I can survive when I blow up. We ain't kids, shit, we grown up. So why the fuck you gon' hate? We gon' get to this cake and we gon' go. They say the game really sold up. I listen to the OG that was up in the streets, that's what they told us. He said he shoot, but he froze up. See when you look in his eyes, see how he feeling inside. He know love. And I don't really know why, don't think I can survive when I blow up. So why the fuck you gon' hate? We gon' get to this cake and we gon' go up. I listen to the OG that was up in the streets, that's what they told us.
Alright. Shout out to Crack. Fuck with that. But we back, No Signals TV. I got my man Alan Murphy as of Alan Murphy Insurance. For those who don't know, welcome, brother. I've been trying to get you to come through the podcast for a minute.
It's crazy.
Pause.
It's crazy to think about, bro, because I remember when you was talking about even doing these in the first place, because you know I'm through here every single month, because this is where I record all of my radio commercials at. And we never got a video together.
Hey, bro, I was like, yeah, you know, you somebody I call when, you know, and throw ideas past when it comes certain shit, because I respect your business acumen, you know what I'm saying? Being that you were one of the first black sneaker stores independently owned in Wilmington, what do you think, now where you're at with insurance, what do you know, what was the journey like, you know, transitioning, and
Oh man.
and how do you feel that in that transition, what you've learned, you understand, and what, even with inside the city, you understand through.
I've learned this is a very special city, man. Like this is a very special city. 10, 12 years ago, I just came out here with a couple of my friends. We didn't know anybody. We didn't know what we was doing. Something just ended up with this sneaker store, and the city rocked with us, right? Like nobody in the city really had to, but they did, man. We was some strangers selling shoes that ain't nobody ever heard of, but we was cool with a lot of people, and it worked, man. But if it weren't for the city really rocking with us and embracing us, man, when none of that had happened. I don't know if people know, like I've known Toot for the longest, like back in the early, like the very first days of Coastal Kicks, man. Toot and them had rented out the basement or whatnot, man. So we was selling shoes upstairs and they was making music downstairs.
Shout out to DVP.
Man, yo, like, yo, I was looking at some photos from it earlier today and everything, right? And it's like there'll be a lot of other shoe stores. There'll be a lot of shoe stores that have shoes that we didn't have. There'll be a lot of shoe stores that'll make more money that Coastal Kicks made. But man, ain't nobody ever gonna have as much fun as we did, man. Like, yo, just that whole time period, man, was crazy. Like, we was getting it in and everything during the daytime, yo, but like on a Tuesday night, we'd have
that was when
we was going nuts, yo. Yeah. Yo, I got a video of you doing that back in the day.
Stop.
Holding a handle bottle of Jose Cuervo and everything.
Hey.
But we would have like 30 people in the basement at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday night just because.
Right.
And wake up the next day and do it all over again, man. And just
those were
the days, man.
Those
Like
were
if
good
I
times,
get
man.
to be an old man and I look back on those times as being the best time of my life, shit, that was a good life.
Wow.
Like that was a blessing, man, and not a lot of people are able to have accumulated those memories.
Yeah, man. We definitely had a lot of fun, man. We definitely had a lot of fun. You look back on that time now and think that, like, did it zip by fast or was every moment worth it?
Every moment was definitely worth it. But it's like now when I look back at it, right? Because I remember back then being like stressed, like, yo, we got to sell these shoes, or yo, something got to give, or yo, I got to get these in the store, or yo, I got to tell these people about it, da. And now in hindsight, I kind of wish I would have just moved slower and just appreciated the scenery and appreciated everything that was going on, man. Like I really was waking up, looking at shoes all day long with my best friends, like.
Yeah.
Like you got people hating work, hating their jobs, hating what they got to do, and that's what we was doing and doing it for years, and it was a hell of a time, man.
Yeah, we gonna get back on the sneakers later on because that's a whole other conversation. We were just talking about, I was just running it back, like the business sense of what was going on. You understand, like, because it was unique. You understand, and like at the same time, it's like you can't encompass it in just like one phrase or something, you know what I'm saying? Can't. So you would have to kind of tell the story about like the energy that was down there at that time.
Man, yo, you really had to be there, yo. Like, yo, if there's any of these local like filmmakers that want to do like a BMF type documentary about the early days of Coastal Kicks, yo, I swear you wouldn't believe it, man.
Coastal Kicks is a good story.
Like, yo, it was.
Hey, yo, Drew, what's happening?
Drew was good, man. Let's find somebody, man.
Shit, Drew. Drew can do that shit.
Drew was around some of them days, man. Drew know what it is.
We had, and what was crazy is at the time, and that's like a different era. You don't realize what's going on at the time just because. It's like you in the moment. You don't realize what's going on in the game while you hit the shots. You understand? You look at the highlights, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, then after the game, you watching the highlights on sports, and it's like, yo, I'm a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, you ain't know that shit.
Can't believe we did that.
Yeah, that shit, yeah. So, I mean, but you also got a lot of kickback when it came to your neighbors and even the type of business you were in the area you were in. Yeah. Kind of speak on that and what it meant to be that down there and the pushback you actually did get. Because a lot of people might not know.
Do you remember the night? Were you there the night? It was a Monday night and they towed my car out from the from the parking lot.
Yeah.
Basically, man, like downtown Wilmington, the neighbors that we had, just that environment, they was gonna be scared of the fact that we had all of those people down there that looked like us. Mm-hmm. They'd come out at night and see we got 17 people on the steps with long hair, locks, and things of that nature. It didn't matter that all of them brothers and sisters was just getting off of work or was in school and was doing positive things. Just because they saw us and couldn't really control us and tell us what not to do, it frightened them. And so eventually I ended up getting, for lack of a better term, I got...
the shit, bro.
What was it?
That's your foot on the fucking couch.
Was it on the couch? Oh, what was it?
I'm like, what the fuck is that?
It wasn't me, it was the foot.
Yeah, look at it far. I'm like...
But Cheto, man, we got gentrified, man. We were just doing things that the downtown city of Wilmington wasn't really accustomed to allowing people that look like us to do. But yeah, I kind of get it though, because we was going wild with it.
I mean, we were having fun and we were young.
We weren't hurting nobody. We weren't breaking no laws. Weren't doing no crimes, nothing. But we was going wild.
I mean, at the time, in retrospect, we were young and we were doing exactly what we were supposed to.
We was young and we was free. And
we weren't breaking no laws.
Nah.
Nobody wasn't selling no drugs. And this is pre. It was gang culture going on, but this is like. It was hot, but I don't think it was up as it is. You know what I'm saying? I think at the same time, like, and then you had to mind your manners about where you were at. You were downtown.
Downtown in Wilmington.
Right. So it's not like people came down there peaceful. You know what I'm saying? So I think the whole vibe was different. It wasn't like we were down there on some rah-rah. It was on some, if we down here, we either having fun or you know what I'm saying? Or
we was conducting business and having fun doing it.
Yeah.
But that still frightens them. If you do not carry yourself in that certain manner, and
I agree,
and that scares them.
I think that at the end of the day, I think it's an energy thing. You understand? Like among us, just like we go to the barbershop, we can talk loud, and it sounds threatening to folks who don't understand that
if you're not from that culture, if you're not from that environment.
So when we talk loud or when we are boisterous, and you understand, when we just around each other, our octave gets a little higher.
Yeah.
So that octave to folks who are not accustomed to seeing it is unnerving a little bit.
But I mean, yeah, it is. But at the same time, bro, like they was doing extra stuff, yo. Like
that was something different. What was going on?
Like you spent 5 minutes with me, man. You kind of get what it is. But I remember the days when people was I'd be in the store and people that I had never seen would come by, walk past all of my homies, walk past all of the shoes, and then come right up to me and ask me if I know where they could find some drugs at. Or like I remember the days of looking out the back door. Like there used to be it's an apartment building or something now, but it used to be a parking deck.
Yeah.
And I remember looking out the back deck and like seeing like cars positioned like directly behind the store, like photographing us, and then driving off once we noticed it. Like we was definitely getting like surveillanced and watched, and it's crazy to think that all of that began just because we was selling shoes. And the idea was, if people are going to be down here looking like us and moving like us and financed on from their own means, there must be something illegal going on.
I agree.
And it didn't matter. Like nobody ever saw like the work that I was doing, like how much I was putting into it. Like I was always
even downstairs.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't know that, but they would just see, oh well, they still here, they still growing, they still doing this, they still doing that. This can't be a legitimate, hardworking business. This has to be a drug front. It has to be something like that. So I remember all of the surveillance and everything, and then I also remember when it felt like all of that surveillance stopped, and I guess they kind of realized this guy really just selling shoes.
I mean, but at the end of the day, people talk, and people, you know, the right people know what's going on. You understand where I'm coming from? So I don't think it was I think it's personal, because if we would have been some white dudes down there doing it, maybe it probably wouldn't have gotten the same type of attention. But maybe we might have not been doing the same things. Excuse me. They might not have been doing the same things that we were doing as far as partying, like, because we were undisciplined in a lot of ways. Don't, like you said, you see me with a handle. We were having fun.
Going through the handlebars.
And look, we wasn't down there like fighting or doing the wild shit like that. We were definitely having fun. You know
and
what I'm
it's
saying?
crazy to think back, to the fact that like there never was a fight at Coastal Kicks.
Nah.
All them parties, all them people, all them years, wasn't never no drama, wasn't never no chaos, wasn't never no nothing.
Because I think the initial energy wasn't built on that.
It wasn't.
Even with me, and I was talking to someone about the battle rap scene at the time, you know what I'm saying? And even at 1515, it was different hoods in there. Nobody ever really got into it. I might remember one or two situations in a battle rap situation where it went left. But other than that, It was peaceful.
Because of the vibe.
Right.
The vibe there. Shout out to Jay Reese too, man.
Man, I'm trying to get Jay.
Reese one of the coolest, man. Reese,
Hey, man. Jay Reese always compliment on the videos. Glass say he gonna get on the, you know what I'm saying? He gonna get on the situation, and I'm supposed to interview them two brothers soon. So.
Oh, that's dope.
Man, I got much respect
dope,
for Jay
man.
Reese, man.
That's
I got
dope,
much
man.
respect.
Reese got a hell of a story to tell.
Hey, man, by itself alone.
I remember one night, right? It was the night that we had they were shooting the Mafietta video in the store, right?
Right.
And so we had Dame Dash, Delicious, a whole bunch, Murder Mook, a whole bunch of other people in the store.
And Coastal Kicks.
Yeah, and Oso Kicks. And I remember once the word got out about it, everybody in the city was trying to run up and push this to Dame Dash. It was trying to promote that and trying to just sweat and harass the man. The man in my own store, and I'm not even trying to sell them shoes or nothing, right? I'm just trying to keep it cool. And I'm trying to keep everybody away from trying to pitch them like they shooting a movie. It's not Shark Tank. Jay Reese pulls up and is just chilling. Just come through, just showing love. Jay Reese got all types of catalogs of music. Jay Reese got all types of reasons to want to chop it up with Dame Dash. And he wasn't on no groupie, starstruck type shit. He was just cool. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget Reese being parked outside the car, outside the store in his car, seat laid back and everything, just chilling. Everybody else was going all nuts. I'll never forget Reese for that, yo. Reese a real ass brother.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because at that point I was hot, man. I was kicking people out the store like, no, man, no, yo, y'all got us looking corny trying to sell this man stuff. And it would be trash too, like, but that's neither here nor there.
Yo, that's neither here nor there. So what we're gonna do is, God, we're gonna get into this next video, man. We're gonna get into the G5 Easy, man. What is it? Stack and stashing, man. You know what we do the next section. We gave him all the layups. Now we about to talk that shit this next section. Let's get it. No Signals TV. Roll up.
Yeah, where my stash at? Oh, we live, huh? Oh, we all in here, huh? Yeah. Stash under the bed, stash under the floor. We ain't really tryna go broke no more. Stash under the bed, stash under the floor. We ain't really tryna go broke no more. Stash under the bed, stash under the floor. We ain't really tryna go broke no more. Stash under the bed, stash under the floor. We ain't really tryna go broke no more. Now I be walking through these Willard streets, tatted up and shit. Feeling mighty comfortable with glasses with no lenses. The things I do is different. Money that we shipping in, I cause a damn flood, so ain't no need for no penny pinch. Shit, I got a different stint, spending money hella bent. You trying to stay relevant? G5, he got better sense. I'm so fly, I touch the sky. I'm fly than propeller gets. I'm chilling with the pelicans. You should see my chick, dog. Red bottom heels with them skin tight jeans on. Bounce that ass back and forth, but we ain't playing ping pong. 2001s, now it's raining singles. I'm hoping that she single, cause she loving my lingo. Stack a Star Guala gang, E and me the click though. Smoke so much gas, we should come with our own sicko. Suicide watch, like what the fuck I need my wrist for? The middle insider, like the ball at a disco. Stash under the bed, stash under the floor. We ain't really tryna go broke no more. Stash under the bed, stash under the floor. We ain't really tryna go broke no more. Stash under the bed, stash under the floor. We ain't really tryna go broke no more. Stash under the bed, stash under the floor. We ain't really tryna go broke no more. Captain Morgan's Parrot Bay, now we getting bent today. I'm thinking to myself like how much money I'ma get today. See, we gon' put it in the air, homie, we'll take it there. We ain't tryna make it clean, we ain't tryna make it fair. Project money, now we getting brick fair. The BP too hot, so tell them niggas not to sit there. $40 in my Dutch, gon' shawty take a puff. I'm feeling like a zombie, half a pint of lean off in my cup. We push start the Nissan, selling gas up the Montes, south side of Port City. If you're trying to find me, them guapaholic boys on deck, they right behind me. Oppressing little rascals, alfalfa, stymie. I know a couple goons that'll do a nigga grimy. Show up early for the job, call it perfect timing. G5, easy, I be somewhere out there flying. And since I'm in the sky, I be crashing if I'm lying. Stash under the bed, stash under the floor. We ain't really trying to go broke no more. Stash under the bed, stash under the floor. We ain't really trying to go broke no more. Stash under the bed, stash under the floor. We ain't really trying to go broke no more. Stash under the bed, stash under the floor. We ain't really trying to go broke no more.
Solid brother.
Man, for real, man. I'm back with ain't no signals TV. My fault, I ain't. But yo, we were just talking during the break about, you know, that we chopped that up downstairs. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, yo.
Bro, man, we had a lot of, like, bro, it wasn't like we didn't get some good, yo, shout out to Quote. That was the first time I had actually had a conversation and met Quote is in the bottom of Coastal Kicks.
Man, I remember when Quote came through and shot a video.
Shout out to Quote. What you say?
Yeah, I remember one time Quote came through and shot a video in the store and everything, right?
Right.
I've been looking for that video for a minute, right? Because the highlights of it is dope. But there's an image in my mind of Quote sitting on the top of a ladder, right? Like on the top of a 10-foot ladder, rapping like right in front of like the Coastal Kick. Like remember the mural that we used to have in there? Like,
yeah.
Like he's sitting up at the
I
top
don't know
of
about
it.
that. I know we got some. I know we can play that video. Matter of fact, we're gonna get into the.
Yeah, I want to find that video.
I don't know if that's
dope.
the video, but I know he shot some shit in Coastal Kicks.
Yeah. They done did a couple things.
Yo, Lee Hustle, shout out Lee Hustle. We just played that shit. Lee Hustle came through and we played the shit he shot in Coastal Kicks.
Man, you ever hit the first time I met Hustle? Yo, the first time I meet Hustle, right? I'm in the store. I'm up in the front of the store chilling, right? Doing my thing. I think I had some customers in there. Everything. It's about like 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday.
Right.
And I start to, and I smell some chronic in the store, right?
Oh, shit.
So it's like the way the studio was, right? Like if you come in through the front door, whatnot, right? Like that's the shoe store.
Right.
And then the back doors, whatnot, the steps would be there, and it would lead you down to the basically to the booth.
Right.
So I'm sitting there chilling, right? And I smell something that smelled like some pine trees, and I don't know what's going on. So I remember asking Pine, like, "Yo, who was that nigga that just went down the steps smoking bud?" And it was this nigga Lee Hustle, man. Hustle ain't check about it. Hustle ain't ask. Hustle ain't try to put it out before he got to the door. Hustle gonna walk down the steps just to blowing, man. We wide open, got customers, but that's my guy though, man. Hustle, one of the most solidest people I know out here in the port, man. Shout out to the homie, man.
That's what's happening, man. Shout out to Pure
But yeah, man, Hustle smoking in the store at 3 in the afternoon on Wednesday.
Wow, man. Well, Hustle, what the fuck, man? That's some real typical Lee Hustle shit. Nah, I ain't even gonna do my man like that. Nah, we gotta do it.
I did it.
We're not doing my man like that. But anyways, well, I meant to talk to you about something. Now, I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead to the meat and potatoes of this question. You went into the insurance industry.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of black men are in insurance. I know your background. We ain't got to go all into that because I ain't on no typical shit. What about insurance drew you into it? And speak on the lack of diversion that you've told me about in that industry.
Originally I wasn't even interested in it. I remember by this point I'm at the Market Street store, and I remember a kid comes into the store with his mom's. He wore a size 7.5 and he wanted some Aces Gel Light 5s.
Right.
And I was the only store around that had them, right? So I remember I go in the back, get the kid some Aces Gel 5s, talk to him, let him try them on, explain to him the story behind the shoes, the design concept, the history and all of that, blah, blah, blah. Have him and his mom's laughing, the shoes fit, they feel good, everything is great. So then they're like, okay, all right, thank you. We're about to, nice to meet you, we're about to go. And I'm sitting there thinking I'm about to hand them a receipt. Like, y'all about to buy these shoes. What's going on? And they tell me that there was a shoe store in Las Vegas. Ironically, it was owned by Nas at the time. Like, the store's closed down. First time I went to Vegas, I went and took a pilgrimage to it, and it was closed down. But anyway, though, at the time, there was a shoe store in Vegas that had a particular colorway, a particular collab on these Gel Light 5s that the kid wanted. But since he had never seen Gel Light 5s, he didn't know what size he wore. So he went to my store because he knew that we had them, just to try on another pair of Gel 5s to find out what size it was that he needed.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, that's cool, I understand. And they
That
left
was
and
smart.
everything. And then, and when they left, I remember thinking, this is over. This is it. Because back in the day, before, you know what I'm saying, I was competing with Bozeman's, I'm competing with Dr. Styles, I'm competing with the stores in the mall, but that's it. I'm just competing with them.
Right.
And at that point, that signified a time where, you know, the future is here and e-commerce is going to take over. So I'm no longer competing with the local area. I'm competing with the country. I'm competing with everybody because
Right.
everybody can just buy their shoes online.
Right.
So we were still making money then, and everything was going well. But if you're in business, you can't really consider the money you're making now. You need to consider the money you'll be able to make in 5 years.
Right.
And that ship, it just felt like that ship was going to sink. I didn't have the multi-million-dollar ad budget to be able to compete with all of these national chain stores. And I also didn't have a Nike account, which is a whole other world in itself.
Right.
So it just seemed like, you know what? I'm top tier with all these other brands, and this is going well, but eventually e-commerce is going to take over. The
Right.
ability to shop online is going to take over. And when that takes over, I will be at the bottom of this ship. I need to start looking for something else. And insurance was as far away on the spectrum as a retail sneaker store would have been. So I ended up in insurance because I ain't never had to worry about somebody. I ain't had to worry about Jeff Bezos selling insurance policies, you know what I'm saying, and shipping them online or whatnot.
Wow.
So I knew I needed to be in another type of business, and I knew retail was going to die. So I got out of it before retail did die.
So you think retail dead?
Yeah. Hell yeah, retail did. Like, look at stores, bro. Like, when you look at it now, like, when you see stores putting stuff on sale, they don't want to put that shit on sale, man. They doing it because they trying to pick up, at least get something off of it, not take a loss. But just the concept of retail now, man, I couldn't. Nah, yo, there's no way. The idea, if you think about it, the idea of, all right, I'm gonna spend a bunch of money to acquire a space, and then I'm going to spend more money to fill that space up with things I want to sell. And then I'm going to spend more money to tell people to come and buy those things that I want to sell. Is frightening. It's a very, because you're investing a god awful lot of money into something and hoping that the money is going to come back. And it just felt like, you know what? Let's find something that's going to be more solid, more dependable, more economic free. Like, it doesn't really matter if people are going to have money or not. Let's get into something that people are going to need. So I went from selling a commodity to selling a utility. Completely changed everything, and now it's like,
Yeah, hold up.
Like,
pause.
power.
We got to pause for this no signal learning moment on vocabulary. You went from what to what?
I went from selling a commodity, something that you don't really have to have, but you might want to be interested in, to selling something that you have to have, and it comes with a monthly bill.
So we're talking about a utility. So for my monopoly players and my non-monopoly players, the utilities get all the money because you need utilities.
You need it.
You need lights. You need transportation.
You need water.
You need water.
You need these things. You need insurance.
So that's a utility. Break back in. Okay, so I wanted to go into when you said retail is dead and that's why Coastal Kicks ended. But why did Coastal Kicks end? Sorry about the hair, Bob. I was into that question.
I don't know if that's a pause or not. It might be. But it didn't make sense anymore. Like, I loved the store, bro. Like, I loved the store.
I was mad at you for moving on.
I never will love anything as much as I loved Oso Kicks.
Why you call it that?
A long time ago, the very first commercial I shot, like we put my daughter in it, right? It was if you remember the old Biggie Smalls.
Yeah. I remember. I wish I could find that commercial.
Like when Biggie was already.
You got that commercial?
Biggie. Yeah, I definitely do.
That's in the commercial.
I will. But Biggie had already passed, so they couldn't use Biggie in it, so they came up with the idea to replace him with little kids. So we shot a commercial, and I wanted, and I've been shy. I don't really like being in front of the camera. I don't really like being seen and whatnot. So the idea was I'm gonna replace me with my daughter.
Right.
So everything that I would normally do in a day, we put my daughter in and everything, right? And so
that was like the very first store.
Yeah, the very first store. It was the second commercial we did, and I had put
shout out the quote, man.
Shout out the quote in it too. But so at the end of the commercial, like the idea was we was going to record my daughter saying Coastal Kicks and like play it at the end of it. But she was like 2, 3 at the time, and her vocal skills weren't really quite there. Right. She couldn't really say the word Coastal Kicks. She pronounced it Oso Kicks. Because there used to be this little cartoon bear named Oso the Bear and everything, right? She fucked with Oso. So she says Oso Kicks. So I heard it, right, and thought it was dope. So we started playing it at the end of every single radio commercial we ever did, called it the Cass Tag. And so since Cass called it Oso Kicks, I called it Oso Kicks. That's like cool. Just my own little nickname. Like
shout out to Cass.
Yeah, shout out to Cass, man. But like you know how you probably got nicknames for your son, Lil Will, that don't nobody else call him or whatnot. Yeah. And that's just how it was with me with Coastal Kicks. Everybody else can call it that. I'm gonna call it Oso.
That's crazy. All right, man. I don't even know if I asked all the real questions about Coastal Kicks. So I know the question, and even like during the storm, man. Like, I want you to talk about, yo, how did you feel during the storm and somebody kicked in your window?
Oh, when the storm got ran in on? Man, you dirtbag. Yo, if you watching this, if you the people that ran in my store, yo, you scumbag. Yo, I was obsessed with the store, right? Like, it was all I did. It was all I thought about. It was all I wanted to do. So I remember my pops used to teach me, in times of peace, prepare for war. Wow. And ironically, it kind of fits into which it is that I do now. But my thought process was, the storm done hit. I'm about to flee. I'm about to go to Greensboro. The power goes out and things get crazy when the storms come.
Right.
Like, what if somebody breaks into the store? So instead of just hoping for the best and we got insurance and cameras, because of course the cameras ain't gonna work if the electricity goes out.
Right.
I got the idea to like take all of the good stuff, like all of the high end things, and I'm gonna move them out. I'm gonna put them in this friend's house. I'm gonna put these shoes over here. I'm gonna put these shoes over there. I'm gonna take these shoes with me. And then I took everything off of the shelves and hid them in the back in the storage room. And they kind of barricaded the storage room and everything, right? So like you really would have really had to have tried to get in there. So when the storm hits and the power goes out, I remember I get a call on a Sunday. I'm in Greensboro, like everything is cool out there.
But
and I get a call, somebody broke into your store, So I'm panicking. At this point, Wilmington is isolated. You cannot get to Wilmington.
Yeah, I stayed.
Damn it!
I think you called me.
Bro, I was going nuts.
Yeah, you called me
I'm getting to Wilmington, yo. I remember driving to Wilmington. I remember being stuck in like a shelter at a school for like 40, 50 minutes, right? Because it was like, you can't get in, like we don't know what to do. Right. So I sat there for like 30, 40 minutes, and it was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm about to follow these people, man. I'm about to get to and somehow took one way and took another way and ended up in Leland and came over that bridge. I was gonna get to my store. But so when I get to the store and everything, and I see that the glass is broken in, I see that the people done got in and everything, By this point, my homies done already came through and like barricaded you know what I'm saying, and already locked it down and everything, but they didn't take anything. They didn't take anything, yo. Like, you robbed me. You just practicing. Like, they didn't get a thing. They ran into the store, seen empty shelves, didn't really think to go into get past the barricade and see the storage unit, and got nothing.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. So, shout out to the Kava Lounge. During the storm, we actually stayed in the store, and what I noticed was when I went outside, it was a bunch of out of town cars. When I seen, and it was funny to me because they came up to root it, and they was like, "Oh, y'all open?"
Ooh.
And I was like, It was, and you know, I'm from here. I know who from where and what's going on. It was an out of town tag, and it wasn't a rental. You understand? Like, you know what a rental looked like.
Yeah.
It wasn't a rental. It was an out of town car, and the tags were from out of town, and the people were unknown. So I don't know. That's why I would be like, look. One thing about this town is it's enough ears and the right. If you know the right people, enough things get said, and you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
But I really noticed that it's a lot of people coming in here under these storms. Even people getting hustles as far as cutting down trees and roofing. Like, look, these people come from out of town when they know a tragedy is about to happen, a storm is about to happen, and that's their hustle. That's their thing.
I never thought about it, but that makes sense, yo. Like, the lights go out, there's no power, the cameras ain't working.
I'm going to this spot. I'm about to
I'm gonna hit them. I'm gonna hit them. I'm gonna hit them.
Right.
And it's right. if you're in that type of business like that, it is up to you to try to figure out a way.
Look, and we did, and the only reason I know that, and shout out to the Most High because I like snowing out. We were in there with the dogs actually staying on air mattresses. The dogs, you know what I'm saying? So, like, we actually stayed in there because we had that inclination that, yo, we need to protect the business front first.
you got to.
Right.
And like a lot of people don't really understand that, bro. Like they think that this is all receipts and sunshine and it's sweet, but nah, like you got to protect your stuff. So I remember that night. I remember the night like after that Sunday night when I came back.
Right.
And like the power still wasn't working, but I still had this hole in my store.
Right.
So I remember sitting in there with a flashlight and an AR, like,
yeah.
Yo,
you know what type of, I was on the same
like,
type of time. Like, yo, like I'm in the store and I had to realize, like, but you know, in all of that, because we were there, we were able to open. You understand, and still serve the community. Shout out to Catch and I can't think of the chef name, man.
The brother Keith Rhodes.
Shout out to Chef Keith Rhodes, man.
That brother made the best. What was it? Shrimp.
I'm gonna try to get Keith Rhodes to come in here and holler at us, man. I really like. Look. You know what's really ill? He made food for the community. I delivered personally over a couple of 100 plates to people. We fed probably over a few days. And he donated a lot of the food. We were one of the spots that he donated the food. We were able to feed we gave like 1,200 plates.
That's dope, yo. Cause people was hurt back then.
Hey,
nobody's kitchens working. Wasn't no restaurants.
We gave out, and he donated it, man. We gave out I forgot the other organization. I'm sorry if I know it was Life Church. Life Church was a big donator because I went there personally and picked up plates from them. Keith Rose, like even the news station came out and did something on this. Yo, I forgot which one it was.
The news came out there?
Yeah, man.
Man, yo, cause I remember we had a cookout. We had a cookout that day for like just for people like and I remember Major League bought this big ass thing of macaroni and cheese, man. Like I don't remember what else we had, but I remember we had a lifetime supply of macaroni and cheese from Major League. We was just cooking out, giving away food since people's kitchens wasn't working. I remember we was giving away kids' shoes and everything. You know what I'm saying? The kids that lost their possessions and everything in that storm was just doing it, yo. Like, man, yo. Like never wasn't really reporting it, wasn't never really seeking no tax credits or anything. Just doing it.
Yo, it's crazy that we even got into that conversation about the storm because I haven't talked to anybody about the impact of the storm, and I honestly wanted to talk to you about, you know, black men in insurance. Shout out to Mr. Dickerson because
shout out to Sid, man. Shout out to Sid.
Mr. Dickerson was vital in my life. Shout out to his sons, man. Rest in peace to Darren, man. He was real close. Shout out to that.
Definitely.
He was one of his, man.
Definitely, and if you shout out Sid, you gotta shout out Miss Mary. Shout out to Miss Mary, man. Miss Mary is really
them people lived in Warner Hills, man, and that was the one place that I know that all of the kids in the neighborhood can come and play basketball. Shout out to Marcus, man. He is a personal friend of mine. But Mr. Dickerson is big, and he's all I ever known in insurance.
That brother's a legend. Like, yo, it's crazy if you think about it, though, yo. Like in the Laney basketball school, like Hall of Fame.
His sons are there.
Not only is his sons there, Jabbar. You got Jabbar there, and you got Sid there.
Yeah.
And then you got Tamara Young, and you got Mike Jordan.
Shout out to
like
Tamara's my cousin. Look, I don't know if I ever get Tamara on here. Maybe that's a dream of mine to get Tamara. Tamara's literally my cousin. Like literally, like we'll talk. When I get into the episode, that's gonna be a whole other thing. But
man, I remember the first time she came into the store.
Shout out to Tam. Tam, man, like
bro,
somebody holler at Tam, man. Drama, you know Tam, you better.
Yeah.
Yo, matter of fact, you know what? It's time for a video so we can get back. Like, I ain't even getting, like, A, my brother, man. Like for real, man. Like, I called A and we talked. A, my brother, we talk outside of everything. He one of the people I call and can console in and a lot of things, like, outside of life. Like, yo, I don't have a lot of friends. I call A is definitely a personal friend of mine. It would be no No Signals TV without A. So shout out to my man A. We're gonna get into yo, I wanna see the quote video. So we're gonna go into the ATM quote video.
I felt like it was what they talking about.
Nah, it wasn't what they talking about.
I feel like it was what they talking about. If Quote got a song called What They Talking About, that was it.
I thought it was the joint When the Sun Rise and Hope
Nah, what they talking about? Do he got a song called What They Talking About? I see the joint right there with
He shot a video down there though?
Yes. Shot a whole video in Oso. He got a song called What They Talking About, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
So we gonna get into that. No Signals TV. Yeah.
You ain't talking about a check, then what you talking about? You ain't talking about nothing. Ain't about us, then what you talking about? You ain't talking about nothing.
Bruh, why you always sitting in my chair? You don't never take your hat off.
You want me, bro? I can sit in your chair, man. I can sit in any chair I want to.
Man, I'm in here to make money, bruh. Hey, what you playing for by yourself?
Ain't nobody gonna come sit in the chair.
What's up, fellas?
You see that dude's down?
What's up, bro? Hey, man. I still ain't get my step boy shirt, man. Where you get that from? Man, this my cousin. It took me about 4 years to get one. This is my first one.
What that man pulled out anyway, man? What that man been up to? I ain't seen him in a hot minute.
I ain't seen him either. He my family.
Cool. I'm about to plug in too, bro, since you playing by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, man, cool.
Cool, what? What about cool?
The rap, that's my people.
Who?
The barber. Not the barber.
The rapper. You talking about the rapper?
The rapper.
The one from the cassette tape.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know about him?
yeah. Only one take so. Yeah.
Heard that man let somebody slap the shit out of him, man.
Nah, that's my people. He ain't get slapped. If anybody slapped him, it was me.
Nah, he ain't get smacked. Little kids took his shoe.
His shoes.
Left him with the socks and the feet smacked.
Anybody want a haircut?
Ain't nobody letting you cut their hair, man. What I tell you about that?
Man, I'm about to go get this CD for you, man. I got to go find this dude, though.
You gotta go find it.
Yeah, man. You got that somewhere?
Man, you got all the time in the world. You ain't cut a hair since you've been here.
Well, listen, man. Since nobody want no haircut, I'm going to lunch. Or tomorrow.
Don't worry about it. Take your time and eat so you won't choke.
Hey, what up, Quo?
What's up, cuzzo?
Can't call, man. What's up with you?
Chillin', man. What they in here talking about, man?
Hey, Papa, what's that you said about Quo?
What I was saying was, I was asking, can I get his autograph? And he walked in.
Nah, bro. They trying to say that you ain't got no more music for him.
What?
Yeah.
Me?
You.
What I told you when I was coming?
You said you was bringing it through.
Come on, man.
Let's go
get that for him.
Hey, my CD free. Look here, man. Ain't nobody gonna want this shit. That man about to come in here with a CD, probably one damn song on it.
You know what it is when me and M link up. Whole club going crazy, bad chicks link up. Whole crew popping bottles, we don't need these cups. DJ shout us out soon as he see us, for real. Ain't about a check, then what you talking about? ain't about us, then what you talking about? You see I ain't got nest, then what you talking about? If it ain't about the net, then what you talking about, y'all? If it ain't about a check, then what you talking about? You ain't talking about nothing. Ain't about us, then what you talking about? You ain't talking about nothing. Talking about what you talking about? I give him something to talk about. Talk about what you talking about? I give him something to talk about. Now ain't a day go by that they ain't talking about quote. But what they really talking about though? Man, I heard that he had a check. Shit, I heard he was broke. Man, I heard he the connect. Yeah, I heard it was dope. I heard he good in the A. I heard he moved back home. What happened to the orange thing? I heard he got repo. I heard he got a couple Glocks, but he afraid to let him spray. Heard he hitting everything. Got a baby on the way. What you talking about? If it ain't about a check, then what you talking about? You ain't talking about nothing. Ain't about us, then what you talking about? You ain't talking about nothing. Talking about what you talking about? I give him something to talk about. Talk about what you talking about? I give him something to talk about. I heard he mess with, had sex with. Heard he know how to use what he was blessed with. Heard he hit him, then he move on to the next chick. Girl, you better get him. I heard that he had the best dick. Heard about the threesome, him and 2 women. No, he messed with her, he went on a cruise with her. Heard he like a motor, no, he like them young things. I don't know what you heard, but I know one thing. If it ain't about a check, then what you talking about? You ain't talking about nothing. Ain't about us, then what you talking about? You ain't talking about nothing. Talking about what you talking about? I give him something to talk about. Talk about what you talking about? I give him something to talk about. Feel like I'm in a coma. All this damn marijuana. Chickens flocking on the corner. Think that Millie Rocker used a goner. I was born hot, no sauna.
I'm about to sit back there. Right, I'm back.
Man, no sitting this TV. This nigga bugging. Anyway, man. Nah, I was bullshitting. Hey, yo, man. I'm glad you sat down and talked with us, man, because this has been one of the better interviews because I guess you made me realize a lot of shit about the era that, you know what I'm saying, that we was living in at the time, man. And it's changed a lot.
Time, man.
It was really, I didn't realize that it was a good time, man. We just was talking about this whole video, man. Like, Wilmington was a different place even during that time.
It really, really was, yo. And it's crazy to think, man, like, I'm not from here.
Right.
But this city really, really, really fucked with me, man. And like, I will forever appreciate
shit,
Wilmington
man.
and the people of Wilmington that like rocked with me, man.
That's
It's like,
good
it
shit.
ain't had to be like that.
That's good shit, man. That's good shit, man. I'm glad you, like I know a lot of people ain't know you was from here, man. But as far as like in the black business community, you've always been a staple, especially with the, you know what I'm saying, since Coastal Kids.
That's crazy to think about too, yo. But like back then, we really was like a pillar of the community. And nowadays, you know what I'm saying?
We was having the most fun then, though.
We was too. But like, yo, and nowadays I do something completely different, and it's the same type of love. Like, it's the same type of. I don't like the word support.
Right.
Like I never really wanted support. Like,
that's
rock with me
big
because I am good at what I do, not like support me. Like, I am good at this.
Right.
But at the same time, I really do appreciate the support. Like, it didn't have to go this way.
Right, and no slight to Mr. Dickerson because he was one of the first of what he is doing.
Oh, no slight at all.
And he's working at a company.
I would not be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for Sid, man.
That's awesome.
I have the utmost respect for Sid, man. I there's no question of that.
So let's talk about the black business class around here. Where do you see it at?
What?
Wow. Was that a slight? That's a slight. Talk, bro. Hey, you ain't got to if you want to talk.
It's confusing, but at the same time, It's growing. It's different now than it was back in 2016-ish.
Right.
But just because the methods of doing business had to change, and you had to adapt to those changes. But it's still prevalent. There's a lot of people out here that want to get it for their own, and there's a lot of people that don't want the jobs and the restrictions and.
What do you mean when you say that?
What do you mean?
Like you said, you don't want the jobs. What that's supposed to mean?
I'm unemployed. I am proudly, chronically unemployed. I don't work for anybody. I cannot work for anybody. I never will work for anybody.
And shout out to you for always being an inspiration and telling me like, you can't work for people.
I was telling you that last time I was here. Last time I shot that last commercial here. If you ever need a radio commercial or anything like that. Matter of fact, whole nother subject. I be the only one in town that uses my voice on radio commercials. Like, I don't know why. Shoot a commercial. Do it for yourself. Expand your brand. But I was saying this the last time I was in here, bro. Like, yeah, man. Like,
and go back into why you've been chronically employed and that mind state, because I don't think a lot of people understand that mind state. Being that we get into, when I talk to other people, we get into the black father or the black male figure that was in, you know what I'm saying, that in pivotal people's life. You understand? All the black men that I have on here always speak highly of that black influence of a black man, even if it's not that. Going to a black college, you understand where I'm coming from?
Aggie pride. I got on a little bit of Aggie blue right now. You know what I'm saying?
HBCU. I didn't even go to a HBCU, but during the time that I was in Atlanta, I was always at Clark. I was always at Spelman. I was always at Morris Brown. You know, in that area, because that was the epicenter of people my age. So I was able to see the unity rather than. I grew up in unity. I was able to experience life rather than survival. So I be in these interviews, I try to get people to explain life rather than survival, and hope that one of my younger brothers and sisters can see this and understand that it's life more than survival. You understand? Like, survival ain't life.
Nah, it's not. It's not. What you say? A 9 to 5 is how you survive. I ain't trying to survive. I'm trying to live it to the limit and live it a lot.
Hey, that's
law. Yeah, yo, like there's a lot out here, and you can make your own rules as long as you stick by them, and you can call your own shots as long as you ain't afraid to call them. And a lot of times, man, people get jammed up with the idea that they have to take what is being given to them. They have to go in the direction that they're being provided, as opposed to just coloring outside the lines and doing what it is that they want to do. My pops was a lawyer, right?
Right.
My dad been dead for my dad passed like 12, 13ish years ago. And so now it's like I sit back and look at it, but like my dad never had a job. My dad was always chronically unemployed. He always did his own thing. And now I sit back and look at it, and I think like I was bred into this. Like it's all I've ever known.
Right.
And I didn't really understand that at first when I had the shoe store or whatnot, but I understand that now. Like, yeah, this is what I do. I build businesses, and I do it well.
I got a real question for you, because of now the history that we know of 1898, and a lot of the black people being ran from Wilmington to Greensboro, and Greensboro actually becoming a black kind of city in a way. Do you think that environment kind of nurtured the thinking that you have now?
I don't know if that environment nurtured the thinking that I have now. Like, as far as like the environment that is Greensboro.
Right.
But I do remember being a 5-year-old little kid and getting like birthday cards and things of that nature, and my moms would take a crayon and color the little Caucasian faces on them brown.
Wow.
Like I do understand the thought of black excellence, and I do understand the concept that was ingrained upon me. Like I was always in that.
Right.
So I remember like moving here and seeing like y'all had like Confederate statues and everything, and I'm like, yo, what in the world? That wouldn't have flown back home. And I remember shooting commercials where I'm walking over those statues, like disrespecting those statues, like, yo, like, we don't do this, like, we don't need this.
Right.
We are above this. We are beyond this. So I don't know, man. It's probably just a combination of everything.
And you went to a HBCU,
yeah,
so
Aggie Pride.
right.
But I'm stubborn, man. I'm hard headed. There's just something in me that requires me to just do what I want to do when I want to do it.
And I salute you for being that pillar. As far as like the sneaker culture, I know we ain't got a lot of time. I just wanted you to. There's so many topics we could have talked about, and what you brought to the sneaker culture, because you were a sneakerhead in a way, it made it cool. You understand? Like shout out to Mike Lang and Bozeman. Shout out to even Tion.
Shout out to Mike Lang, man. Yeah, definitely. That's
because he's doing. Because you understand, like because it's not like you quit. It's like, yo, it's a graceful bow. Like, yo, I've already accomplished that. You understand, homoform? So it's like, he's there. You understand? So you feel a lot of the pain he goes through, but he has that Nike contract. You understand that prize that you talked about. You understand? And you did it without a Nike contract.
I mean, I did it, yo, but like at the same
like,
time,
bro, you realize, I'm gonna say, I got a pair of Currency Reeboks right now. That I still wear. Shaqs that I still
remember,
wear.
bro, I want a pair of Shaqs, bro. Like, I was looking on StockX, bro. I want to buy a pair of Shaqs now, yo. I sold all my pairs.
I got
But
one.
like the way the sneaker business works, like, people don't understand it, yo. Like, you see, like, there's all of these consignment stores popping up and everything now where people will bring you shoes and you sell their shoes and you keep a portion of the proceeds and they keep a greater portion of the proceeds. I never wanted to go that route. Like, when I first started with the sneaker store, I didn't know anything about the business, but I knew that I had a friend. I mean, I knew I had an uncle that was cool with somebody at Nike. So it's like I hit my uncle up, and my uncle's like, yeah, yo, my guy out there is Howard White. I had no clue that Howard White was basically number 2 in the company. Like, Howard White is the man.
Right.
Like, Howard White is the plug. Like I was watching LeBron's. I was watching the All the Smoke podcast the other day, and Charles Barkley was shouting out Howard White, and they call him H, and the things that H was doing back in the 90s for him and everything. So I remember talking to Howard White back in the day, and H was like, yo, don't ever do consignment, don't ever like, always get the accounts, always sell brand new shoes. And so now it's like, when I look back at it and I watch everybody that does the consignment, and I think about it like, yo, like, we really had the accounts, like, we really was like the same way Foot Locker was, the same way that everybody else was. We really was.
And I looked at you like that, and you will always be stressing about the Nike shit. And I would tell you every day.
I never even needed it.
And I told you, I'm like, hey, you don't need that shit.
Never needed it.
Bro, if I could come to you and get Allen Iverson's, Shaq's, Sean Kemp's, I've never had another pair of 999s, man. Sucker shit.
The New Balances.
Sucker shit, somebody got my shit. We ain't even gonna go there with that because we ain't making no crazy shit famous. Think about the shit that, like, it's a lot of shit that I bought from you, bro, that was one-ups that I never got again.
Yeah, you'll never see them again. And but just that's what we was doing. Like, we was doing the official accounts, like, no fugazis, no nothing. Like, we are really contractually obligated with these carriers, and we are really listed as a lifestyle boutique to where we're going to get the things that they're not going to put in the
store, and that's what I was telling you.
And
you was like, you was stressing about this Nike shit, and I'm like, bro, your Reebok account is top tier. Nobody had a Reebok account. Like, yo, I still haven't found a Reebok account like that, and I will buy Reeboks to this day.
You won't see one. You will not see anybody do what we did anymore. It's
shout out to Coach.
It's over.
I'm gonna keep it funky, man. I hope Mike Lang can get that, because I know he's working on a lot of things with Nike, and I know that's his competition. But yo, shout out to Reebok. You understand? But
at the same time, yo, like, if I'm Lang, I don't even want Reebok like that, yo, because Reebok done. They had their moment.
They kind of peaked right there.
Yeah. They had their moment. The newbies had their moment. The Asics had their moment. But Nike is king. And Lang got Nike. Like,
if I'm
him, I'm good with that.
Hey, man.
He ain't lacking or missing
I
out.
appreciate what Mike Lang did and came through and talked to me, man. You dropped some shit, man. But I shout out to you, man, because you always call me when you got my size.
Hell yeah.
And you made sure I had what I needed.
Damn confusing ass.
Even down to the fucking Dale Carter.
Hey, yo, that's another thing that like nobody really ever understood, yo. But if you bought a pair of shoes from Coastal Kicks, I always knew your size. I always remembered that. Like, you were never just another customer, yo. And like, that's why that shit worked, yo. Like, we rocked with people, we talked with people, we joked around. We like, hey, yo, I know you wear a da. I got this.
But
now.
you was my guy, man.
Yeah.
You were my. I didn't know you did that, and that's dope. That's.
But that's just how I naturally am. And the crazy thing is, like that I kind of applied that now to the purple umbrella. Like I just do that, man. Like I basically have the personality of a butler. I just serve people. I just make sure that everybody else is happy. If you want to get into business, if you want to. Yeah, you can go to school, you can have this degree, you can have that, you can da, but if it's not naturally in you to naturally want to make people happy and naturally provide people with that which it is that they need, it's probably not going to work for you.
As far as business, owning your own business?
Yeah.
That's true.
I naturally want to keep people happy. I naturally want to provide people with things that they want.
So your interview will be out the Tion shit. So I don't. But anyway, Tion had a real perspective.
Oh, the homie Rock.
Tion Davis. Rock ain't came through and hollered at me, man.
I got you.
Weird. That's my guy, man. That's my brother. Like I got a few brothers that ain't came through that that's my brothers that ain't came through and dropped on the no signals, man. I ain't even getting into that conversation. That's a whole other thing.
We're gonna get that one of these days, man.
I ain't tripping on them guys, man. My thing is this, man. Even down to it, this you know what I did this for, man. You understand? It wasn't about me. This ain't self-serving to me. You understand?
Just do it, man. Just do dope shit and
cool shit is always gonna be cool shit. Always gonna be cool shit.
Always, bro. Like, yo, I was saying the phrase "cool shit" for like years after that album dropped.
Shout out to Cool.
Hey, bro, do you remember the comedy show?
So, yo, I didn't even get into the comedy show. Yo, y'all have been in this comedy show. Shout out to Kong, man.
Yeah, yo, Kong and Kicks, man. We gotta
hold on. Shout out to the city councilman.
Yeah, Councilman Kevin Spears.
So yeah.
Ironically, homie just now text me, man.
That's crazy. Yo, we ain't got a lot of time because we been as far as the comedy shows, y'all gonna do it again?
We are. We definitely are. I want to control more. Mm-hmm. I need to control more, man. We need a venue.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens with that.
Okay. I'm gonna have you back on here to talk more, because we have real conversations, and I know that this has went on a long time, man. We got work to do. So I want you to send your shout outs where they can find you at, because I really wanted to talk about black people in insurance. So I'm gonna have you back on here to talk about black people insurance, the misconceptions, and what you want people, and educate people really on insurance, because that was my whole purpose on having you on here. But
we done got distracted talking about
right. Yeah, the history
like you
is
can't
real.
fake this shit, bro. Like we really do go back. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like just a hello, Mr. Grady.
Right.
What questions would you ask you nothing like that?
No signals TV, man.
Yeah. This
is my baby, man. So where can they find you at? I don't know if you can get into insurance shit. Where can they find you? You got a website.
Yeah, we just launched a new website, murphyinsuranceco.com. You can run your own quotes on it. You can retrieve all of your policy documents. You can file claims. You can process payments. You can do everything off of murphyinsuranceco.com. 321 North Front Street, downtown Wilmington, in the Cotton Exchange.
Yes, sir.
910-290-6040. I got a Raleigh number as well for a Raleigh office we about to open up, but I don't even remember the number.
Wow.
And it's gonna look kind of corny if I look in here and try to pull it up. But we got that too.
If you got a commercial, we gotta get you a commercial like Lee
Yeah,
Hustle.
we about to shoot another.
Lee Hustle had a commercial. Shout out to Pure Pain. He had
Like,
a whole
yo,
commercial.
a crazy thing, bro. Like, I don't be plugging my business, yo. Like, I intentionally don't do it, yo. Like if I'm out in public, if I'm out at a party, if I'm out at a scene or something, I don't be telling people, yo, I do this, I do that. Like the way I say, you gotta come to me. Like I naturally don't try to like.
So yo, I always send a shout out to you, man, because you're my homie, and you've always been a sponsor, just like any other person that's, you know what I'm sending a sponsorship out to and say something to. You've always been that to me. So, yo, even like it might be weird, man. We're gonna be like, yo, what is Alan doing on those signals? But yo, to me, you culture. You understand? To me, you're just a part of the community. What we serving and what we doing as far as a no signals thing when we don't have our type of marketing or our type of advertisement to get out there to talk about who we are as people behind the scenes. So that's what I'm doing. I'm appreciative you came through.
Ain't no doubt, man. This is dope, man. I'm happy for you, bro. Like,
that's crazy.
Like this is incredible, man. Like I remember when you first came to me with the idea to even start doing podcasts, man. Like, and I was like, yo, that's a dope idea. Like Toot first told me about it when I was in here to pay to record a radio commercial for my business, in case you want to do that. But Toot was telling me about it, man. And I was like, yo, that'd be dope, man. Like we need that, yo. And so now to see where you are with this after all these interviews, after all of this attention you have raised to various things, to various people, like, yeah, man, we need that, man. And I just want to see where this goes to, man, like how it grows. And I hope that people come in here and see how incredible of a recording studio this is.
That's crazy.
How high caliber the sound quality is when you record things. Like I said, y'all, I'm about to record another radio commercial in here next. Pay my guy, man. Contract with my guy, man. Like, if you really, really, really want to get yourself out there and you want to promote yourself, you want to further your brand, come to Toot Grady, man. Like, the sound quality here is impeccable. This isn't just in somebody's house and they got a microphone up in their closet and whatnot. Like, nah, yo, like, this is real high quality. It's a high-end studio, man. Like, rock with Grady, man. Like,
hey, man,
yeah.
I appreciate that, man. You always been my guy, man.
No doubt.
I'm gonna say my shout outs. Of course, Rudy Copper Lounge. Check us out online if you can't get to South College. Plush Villain Entertainment for all your audio needs and your bro do everything, man. Shout out to my bro Kari, man. I'm gonna have my brother Kari in here, man. He probably think I'm a weird nigga for not having him in here, and I probably am a weird nigga for not having my brother in here. Shout out.
And he be doing a lot of good things for the
Hey
community,
man, yo man.
My brother had a coat drive like a couple months ago.
Bro had a coat drive and he doing a bunch of good shit and I'm proud of him. That's my little brother, man, and I'm proud of him for everything. Shout out to Pure Pain Mafia, Lee Hustle. Shout out to
That nigga is insured.
yo. Shout out to Lee Hustle. Lee Hustle don't miss a bill.
Hustle don't miss a bill, yo.
I don't know how this shit gonna
Don't
be
get it twisted. I got a bunch of people to be like, bro, I'm gonna pay you later. Oh my God, I didn't know it was due. Oh, this happened. I lost my job and I can't Not Hustle, man. That bill gets paid.
Yeah, we're gonna come back. I wanted to talk to them about niggas who be missing their bills and shit. But yo, we ain't gonna do that. Shout out to John, Design to a T. If I miss you, I'm sorry. My bro, at your service. It's about to be y'all. Yeah, at your service, my cousin Diz, man. Yo, what you want to hear last?
Man, play some old King Grady, bro.
Old King Grady?
Yeah.
Sipping on something. Yeah, we're gonna play Sipping on something.
Yeah. Run that old school King Grady. Is that considered old school now? It's like 2015, maybe.
I guess, bro. I don't know.
Damn, yo, that shit's
niggas putting out
crazy to think
videos.
about.
I don't know what.
Niggas was living in the old school days.
So, anyways, man, I don't know what this shit gonna look like. The shit chopped up, but it's still No Signals TV, man. Thank y'all for tuning in.
No signals.
Y'all already, man. Be cool. Roll up.
Yeah. Right. Better like you know to pick up your phone and call. Right. Yeah. You, pocket full of blue hundreds, hide in the mood, yeah. Sipping on something, and I'm feeling on you. Pocket full of blue hundreds, hide in the mood. Baby, what you like to drink? Bring it with you when you come. Still hustling, we in it for the money. Yeah, yeah, shit. I'll be in it till the morning. Late night till the sun come shining. She hop on while the blunt still burning. Yeah, yeah. I hope you got some patience from my conversations. You say you could take it, baby. I'm focused, not on play with me. I made the rules and laid the D. We ballin', baby, can't you see? Can you quit stalling, baby? I'ma put it all in, baby. Way past practice, yeah. Show you I'm a pro, baby, you should already know. And it started from a nigga just sipping on something, yeah, yeah. Feeling on you. Pocket full of blue hundreds, hide in the mood, yeah. Sipping on something, yeah. And I'm feeling on you. Pocket full of blue hundreds, hide in the mood. Baby, I like what you saying. Baby, I like how you play. Come spend the night with a player. We go all night till the morning. Baby, don't fight what you want. You live your life on the low. I'm high as can be. Now let's make a toast.
Haze in the trap.